Okay, the second video left off here with the answer x plus 2 times x plus 4. Now the third video starts with question 13. You're supposed to factor this trinomial here, x squared plus x minus 20. Once again, I've got to figure out numbers that multiply to make negative 20 and add to make, in this case, 1. I know that 1 doesn't appear there, but that's what it is. So I've got to find numbers that multiply to make negative 20 and add to make 1. So first of all, let's list off the numbers that multiply to make negative 20. Here's how you would do that. 1 times negative 20, or 2 times negative 10, or 4 times negative 5. Any of those pairs will get you there. Notice the door closes here because there's no number in between 4 and 5. If I go to the right here, I'm getting to larger numbers. I've actually tried these. Okay, so my pairs are written down there, but each of them has a kind of a mirror pair. Just like it could have been 1 times negative 20, it could have been negative 1 times positive 20. Or over here, just like it could have been 4 times negative 5, it could have been negative 4 times positive 5. Which of these 6 pairs here is going to add up to make 1? Well, in this case, I found that it was negative 4 and 5. This pair here adds to make 1. That means the answer is going to be x minus 4, there's the minus 4, times x, and that's a positive 5, plus 5. X minus 4 times x plus 5 will multiply to make x squared plus x minus 20. So these two things, 13 and this answer down in green, are actually equal to each other. Moving on, now we're going to solve by factoring. Like I said, this takes you an extra step beyond where we finished off on the last slide. First one I want you to do is number 18 here. I've written out the trinomial that I want you to solve. And so you got to figure out numbers that multiply to make negative 18 and add to make 3. This time I'm not going to list off all the possibilities. I'm just going to jump right to it. 6 and negative 3 is the pair you're looking for. You can multiply those, they'll make negative 18. You can add those, they'll make positive 3. That means, factored, I'm going to have, x squared plus 6x minus 3. Not x squared, x plus 6 times x minus 3. But remember, it was equal to 0. This is a crucial point here. X plus 6 times x minus 3 equals 0 is the equation we're working with, but we're supposed to solve, we're supposed to figure out what x is. Well, it could have been that x plus 6 was equal to 0, or it could have been that x minus 3 was equal to 0. And that means, well, if x plus 6 is equal to 0, then x has to be negative 6, right? Negative 6 and plus 6 makes 0. Here it would have to be positive 3. 3 minus 3 makes 0. So my answers for x are x is either negative 6 or positive 3. That's my solution. That's the answer to question 18. And here comes our last one, finally, number 25. I've rewritten it out here. What numbers multiply to make negative 48 and add to make negative 2? Well, you can pause the video here for a second if you want to think about it, but when you're done and come back, I'm going to show you the answer, which is that negative 8 and 6 multiply to make negative 48 and add to make negative 2. That means the factors are going to be x minus 8 times x plus 6. So x minus 8 times x plus 6 is equal to 0. I forgot to write the equals 0 here, but there it is, equals 0. Okay, so if x minus 8 is 0, then that means x would be positive 8. If x plus 6 is 0, then x is negative 6. And those are my two answers to number 25. There are going to be two answers when you're solving by factoring. It's either 8 or it's negative 6 for question 25. That's it. That's the last slide of the last video. If you've watched all of these, you should now feel ready, but don't hesitate to practice and practice and practice any of these other problems that are up here just to make sure you've got it right. And I have given you the answer key, so you should be able to see whether or not you're doing it correctly for any of these. Good luck, and if I don't get a chance to say so later, then I do want to wish you a great summer.